If you are a business owner, then this is especially for you. Why background verification is so important for your business? Hiring the wrong employee can damage and tarnish your reputation. You can suffer financial fraud and loss. Data leakage and security risks can happen. Loss of client trust can unfold. Legal issues and non-compliance penalties can also resurface. BGV, or background verification, makes your hiring process safe, trusted, and reliable. So, what are you waiting for, business owners? It's time for you to enroll now and start your learning journey right away. BGV Checklist. A checklist helps companies ensure that all important steps of data protection and compliance and background verification are properly maintained and followed. It acts as a quick review tool before closing any verification process. Key questions to check. It's very important for you to understand what are the questions that I can ask myself after going through all the important data deletion in Secret Chapter 7. So let's go through the questions. Do you delete data after verification is complete? If the answer is yes, you are in the right path. Do you have a defined data retention policy? Do you regularly audit vendors and their activities? And do you use secure and certified data deletion methods? Why checklist is so important? It ensures compliance with legal and company policies, reduces risks of data leakage and misuse, improves accountability and transparency, and helps maintain consistent verification standards. Now, how to use this checklist is very important. Review after every verification project, use as part of the internal audit process, share with your vendors for proper compliance, update regularly as per changes in policy to keep yourself up to date. Real case insight, it happened in Ahmedabad, India. A company skipped basic checklist review after verification. Later, it was found that data was not deleted properly after the certain period of time, leading to a minor data leakage. What happened was internal correction and compliance issue. So the lesson to be learned from this is a simple checklist can prevent major risks and ensure proper data handling. Best practice, keep checklists simple and clear, make it compulsory. Monitor and review on a regular basis and train your teams and vendors to follow it correctly. Risks of over-retention, what happens? Increased chances of data breach, unauthorized access or misuse, legal penalties and compliance issues, and loss of trust and reputation of the company in the market. Data retention policy. It defines how long candidate and client data should be stored and when it must be deleted in the BGV process. It ensures that data is not kept longer than a certain time period which is required and is handled as per legal and company guidelines. In BGV, companies collect sensitive data such as identity, address, date of birth, employment, and educational details. And keeping this data for an unnecessary longer period of time increases the risk of misuse and leakage. A proper retention policy helps to manage data safely and efficiently. Purpose of data retention policy. Why it is used. Because it's very important to know the hows and the whys. Define clear timelines for data storage. Ensure compliance with legal requirements. Reduce risk of data misuse and leakage. Protect candidate and client privacy and maintain organized and a well-defined controlled data management system. Retention period guidelines. Store data only, and I repeat only, for the required duration and not more than that. Follow client agreement and the policy. Retain data or for audit or legal purposes if required and needed. Delete data after the retention period is over. Risks of over-retention. Very, very crucial for you to understand what would happen in case of over-retention of sensitive and personal data. Increased chances of data breach, unauthorized access or misuse, legal penalties and compliance issues, and loss of trust and reputation. Let us look at the key checks. Retention period is clearly defined. Data is deleted after timeline completion. No unnecessary data is stored. Proper approval and tracking is maintained. Now, let us throw some more light by looking at a real case study which happened in Pune, India. It is about data over retention issue. A company stored BGV data for a long time without proper policy. Later, the data was accessed and misused, leading to complaint from the candidates. Result, of course, legal issue and trust loss. So, the lesson that we learn from this case study: data must be stored only for the required period. Over retention increases risk and creates compliance problems. What are the best practices? Define clear retention timelines, follow legal and client guidelines, automate data deletion after expiry, maintain audit logs of data lifecycle, and always train your teams correctly. Audit trail and documentation. It is a very important part in the BGV process. It means maintaining proper records of all activities, actions, and decisions taken during verification. In simple terms, it's a complete history of what was done, when it was done, who did it, and what the final outcome was. In BGV, companies collect and verify sensitive data such as identity details, address, education, employment history, to name a few. If these activities are not properly recorded and stored, it becomes difficult to prove that verification was carried out correctly. This is where audit trail and documentation play a key role. What is audit trail? It is a step-by-step record of all the verification activities that took place. It tracks every action taken during the BGV process. It includes date and time of each verification step and name of the verifier or the user. A real case example: a company hired an employee and later faced a fraud issue. The candidate claimed that the company did not verify his documents properly. However, the company had maintained a complete audit trail and proper documentation. They were able to show all verification steps and reports and approvals. This helped them prove that the process was followed correctly. And the result was the company avoided legal issues and safeguarded and protected its reputation. Details of data accessed or checked, changes or updates made in the system, status of each verification stage. Now, this helps companies monitor the entire process and ensures transparency. What is documentation? It means storing all records and proofs related to verification in a proper and organized way. It includes candidate documents like PAN, Aadhaar, or certificates and credentials, verification reports and findings, approvals and consent forms, communication records in the form of emails, calls, or remarks, and final decision notes. These documents act as a legal proof that the verification was conducted properly. Why is it important? Ensures transparency in the verification process, helps in internal and external audits, provides proof in case of disputes or complaints, supports legal and compliance requirements, builds trust with clients and candidates. The best practices: maintain detailed logs of all activities performed, store documents securely in digital systems, and ensure data is easily accessible and organized properly. Limit access to authorized users only. Regularly review and update records. Keep audit trail for future reference. Candidate rights. It refers to the legal and ethical rights of individuals whose data is collected and verified during the BGV process. These rights ensure that candidate information is handled fairly, securely, and transparently. In BGV, companies collect sensitive personal and professional data. Candidates must be informed and protected at every single stage of the verification process. Key candidate rights. The right to consent. Candidates must give permission before the verification starts off. Right to information. Candidates should know what data is being collected. Right to privacy. Personal data must be protected and not misused. Right to access. Candidates can request to see their verification data. Right to connection. Candidates can correct wrong or outdated information. Right to data deletion. Candidates can request deletion of their data after use. Why candidate rights are so important? It protects and safeguards personal and sensitive information, ensures transparency in the total verification process, builds trust between the company and the candidates, prevents legal and compliance issues. Key checks. Proper consent is taken before verification. Candidate is informed about the usage of data. Data is stored securely and accessed only by authorized persons. Correction and deletion requests are handled properly. The real case study. Privacy compliant by candidate. It happened in Bangalore, India. What exactly happened was a candidate found that his data was shared with a third party without their permission. He raised a complaint regarding privacy violation. The company had to investigate and faced compliance issues. The result? Legal risk and, of course, loss of trust. So, what is the lesson learned? Candidate rights must be respected at all times. Proper consent and data handling are very essential steps in BGV process. Best practices: clearly inform candidates before verification, take written or digital consent, provide option to access and correct data, protect data using secured system, follow legal and compliance. If you are a business owner, then this is especially for you. Why background verification is so important for your business? Hiring the wrong employee can damage and tarnish your reputation. You can suffer financial fraud and loss. Data leakage and security risks can happen. Loss of client trust can unfold. Legal issues and non-compliance penalties can also resurface. BGV, or background verification, makes your hiring process safe, trusted, and reliable. It improves the hiring quality, it reduces business risks, ensures legal compliance, protects company reputation, and builds a trusted team. BGV helps you stay legally compliant and always ready for your business. What you will get in our BGV 360-degree mastery learning course: very important 20 hours recorded video course, the printed 360-degree book, which is a self-help manual explained in very simple step-by-step English or Hindi, certification support, 3 months of live classes from BGV experts, real-life industry examples based on case study approach, practical HR and verification workflow, fraud awareness and risk management knowledge, and the most important part of this program is it is available in a bilingual mode, either English or Hindi. What you will learn from this course, in a nutshell: you will learn how to verify employees, document and identity verification, hiring risk control, fraud detection, legal compliance knowledge, AI-based verification systems, and business protection and risk management. So, what are you waiting for, business owners? It's time for you to enroll now and start your learning journey right away.